Hello everyone, welcome. Today I want to talk to you about meditation and about living in your own world. Yeah, you have to be aware of what's happening out there. You do. But be careful not to spend all your time absorbing. If I happen to be somewhere where there's a television on and there's some kind of a news program or some kind of two or three people sitting there talking, the intensity of it, the speed of it, it almost causes your mind to go blank. And that's what they want, I guess. That's what they want to do. But you'd be surprised how much of that, how that can eat your time up. You probably know, you probably had a situation where you needed to buy something online. So you went to your iPhone and you started researching a little this and that and going here and there and looking at different things and looking at the customer reviews and looking at prices and so on. And you know what? By the time you were done, half an hour might have gone by or an hour. Well, it's something like that. So now, out in the world, there's a lot of craziness. And a lot of it is planned. And there are people who are mad. Either they know they're mad, or they don't know they're mad. They have some kind of an agenda and they don't even realize that it's not their own. And a lot of people just go along with it and push it along. And to the extent that they get you involved in it and worrying about it and so on, it takes you away from your calm center of dignity. Now, what I recommend that you do is that you meditate with my meditation, if you'll pardon my being so bold as to say that. Because it's a good little meditation. It's so simple. It's only, I think it's 8, the free version is only 8 minutes long. And then after you've listened to it a couple of times, then you can do it on your own for a couple of minutes here, a couple of minutes there. But importantly, first thing in the morning, and then again at noon, and then in the evening, and a little bit here and there when you can. You must find this meditative state where you're a little bit detached from the world. Yeah, you're in the world. You're still a mom or a dad or a student. You go about your business, you go to work, you do everything that you do. But not so close, not so involved, especially not emotionally involved. A little bit detached. And it's something like when you were a little child and you lived in your own little world and you played and you discovered wonderful things and it was beautiful. And you rush to have lunch with mommy and daddy, or with mommy, or you rush to have dinner with daddy, and then you ate, and then you wanted to go off and do some more things, something like that. But you had your own little world of discovery. It was a beautiful place for you to discover and to learn. It was like that. So that's what you need to refine, something like that. But this time, it'll be a beautiful world where God is your parent. It's a beautiful world where God is your parent. And you discover wonderful things, and you explore his great universe, and you realize things, and you watch, and you marvel, and you wonder. And you see people doing weird things, and you see people getting all upset and all that, but it doesn't bother you. You just, you notice it. You have to find that. So a little meditation. Find that beautiful world. And then you can also enjoy some nice things, like watching one of my videos, reading one of my books, or reading, something nice. A little bit of Madame Guyon, or a little bit of the Bible. Not too much, just a little bit. Was it George Harrison, the Beatle, who said, life is a birthday cake. So have a piece, but not too much. So don't overdo it. Don't gobble, gobble, gobble. Just read lightly until you notice something. Something stands out, a little something, and you realize, oh, look at that. And it's beautiful, and then that's enough. Take that with you. You don't want to spend your time watching hours and hours of news, or on the internet, or on television, or reading about all the craziness in the world. Because it's 24 hours. And you notice that there's a narrative that keeps being repeated over and over again. And so it's all planned. So don't become angry. Don't become upset. See what they're up to, or at least know that something's not quite right. You're not quite sure what it is, but it's not quite right. So you're not buying it. You're taking a wait and see attitude. Remember, there used to be a long time ago, every state had kind of a little motto. Every state had a motto. Well, Missouri was the show me state. So yeah, you're not quite sure. And you'll notice how clever they are. They want to bowl you over with their cleverly presented narrative. Just watch. Let it go in one ear and out the other. And live in your own little world. And make your own little preparations. And maybe you'll get a glimpse of where things are going. Just before World War II, some of the Jewish people, they saw what was coming. And they were able to make their escape somewhere, like to the United States, like Albert Einstein. He saw what was coming, and he quietly made his escape. But some of them, they didn't see what was coming, or they didn't want to see it, or they didn't want to give up their shops and their lifestyle. They didn't want to give it up. So they stayed until it was too late. So you have to see what's going on and kind of watch. And you can do a little bit of research, a little bit of discovery. But it's not going to be the narrative. In other words, you're not going to put on whatever's flooding over your television and watch that. You're not going to get any useful information there. The only thing that you might get useful from it is you might see what they're up to by what they don't say, by what they leave out. See, for example, you read between the lines, and then you see. But not too much of that. So you do your little research, you make your discoveries, you quietly are ready, and you watch. And otherwise, you have your own calm little world with the sunshine and the birds and your garden and your family. And you have to be strong. You have to see what you see and not let other people make you doubt yourself. So don't get into arguments. You can make your point, but be careful. In other words, don't stand out unnecessarily. It's like the old thing, You don't want to walk into your boss's office and tell your boss off because you're going to get fired. So there may be a time when you will be required to take a stand. Yes, that time may come. But let it be where you see the wisdom of it, or you're intuitively moved to speak or take action. But don't be provoked. See, they're trying to provoke you into action, and it'll be untimely. And then when you see things happening, don't leap to buy into whatever they say it is. I was watching a nice video of a lady and a gentleman, and she was talking about a sort of a gathering that she went to. I think it was in New York City. It was a beautiful gathering at a park, and people were happy, and they loved each other, people of all races, all religions. Everybody loved each other, and there was nice music and food, and it was beautiful. But then she watched on television, and yes, there was a couple of people there that were trying to make some kind of a turmoil, but it mostly didn't work. But then she watched television, and she saw on the news that the reporting of it was completely distorted. Instead of it being a happy gathering where everybody loved each other and it was sweet, and a couple of people, who knows where they came from or whether they were, it was a false flag thing. They were just covering that, and they were trying to make it seem like it was some kind of trouble. So they completely misreported it. You see? So you have to be wise. What did Christ say? As wise as a serpent, but as innocent as a dove. And so that's what I wanted to say to you today.